Tell your parents that the India they grow up is changing. Today, everybody's can understand what entrepreneurship is. It's a great time to become an entrepreneur because the country needs you to solve problems. So for student entrepreneurs, and I think we are very glad to receive the entrepreneurs from second year, third year, and onwards. So it's it's very important for you to probably talk to your faculty as well as the management in your institution to get their full support, because as I mentioned, we are putting a lot of effort to support you. If you get selected, and we often hear from the colleges that they're not able to send the children to come here for many of the programs they offer. At the same time, they also figure out other assignments and things in college. I would recommend probably take to your faculty and the management and urge them, if you get selected, so treat this as your college project and probably look at credits for some of these. We could figure out a mechanism, how can you support that as well, because we are very much wanting to succeed. So but ensure that you have a buy-in from your college and your faculty team members to support you if you get selected in this program. So especially the second year, third year students. The fourth year students is very important. If you win and you are ready to jump and start creating jobs rather than looking for jobs. Many are being opportunistic and say, I will sit in placement as well and see what happens. If you get a good job, I'll go there. And we see that many times companies started, the venture started, applied with probably 5 students coming together. Many times they end up with one person running the company because others, they're not able to give time and effort. And we will probably address your parents at some point when you get selected. But for now, ensure, especially the fourth year students, talk to your parents and mention about that you're applying for this. If you get selected, you are not going to sit in a placement because we are spending quite a lot of money. The winning team is going to get 20 lakh of funding from us, from the government of India. So the government is willing to put that much support. Your parents should come forward to support you as well. So ensure that commitment is there with your parent, that they're going to support you with the journey. And tell your parents that the India they grow up is changing. Today, everybody's can understand what entrepreneurship is. It's a great time to become an entrepreneur because the country needs you to solve problems. And we have next 20 years to solve some of these problems, right? After that, many of these problems that I talked about may not be around. So you have an opportunity, your parents have an opportunity to support you in creating this venture and solving these problems. So ensure that you have that commitment as well. For the second year, third year students who are applying, even first year students, if you are applying, you have a great opportunity, because if you build a successful company, by the time you graduate, you do not have any pressure from anybody to take up a job or do higher studies or anything else, because you have a successful companies. We have seen in our past, we've incubated companies where it started by a second year student. When they graduated, they had around 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs as a revenue coming to this company. So none of their parents stopped them, continuing that venture. So here is an opportunity for students right now in second, third year students, because if you win, if you start the venture, you have next 1 year, 2 years to take the venture to a successful position. Then by the time you graduate, you already created employment, right? That's, as I mentioned, some of the student-run ventures that we've incubated, they went back to their own college, hired 20 plus students. And look at the pride that you will have when you come back to your college and hire your own juniors to work for you, and because you've started creating jobs. It's good for your college as well, because today, the job opportunities are reducing. The college do understand about creating entrepreneurs rather than jobs alone. So you should talk to them, convince them about supporting you while you are a student, because if you're building a successful company when you're a third year, and imagine if you're providing 10 internship opportunity to your own college students, probably you hire few of the people you graduated, and look at the pride that you're bringing to your college as well. So you should be able to convince that with your college also. So that is very important for students, because after you won, don't just figure out what you do, but now also just make sure, ensure that all these elements are addressed, so that if you get selected, you don't need to worry about it, because we want to put effort to people we are committed. If you are committed, we are ready to ensure, put all the support that we could provide to make you successful. And I was another point I want to mention about this roles, right? The roles define, ensure that there is a CEO, there is a head of marketing, head of sales, head of technology, head of operations. That is one area, and with complementary skills. So similarly, when you start looking at selling the product, there are multiple channels. So everybody will start looking at, say that I will sit in the internet and start selling the product. It's a very small market, as I said. India has around 250 proper internet users, 250 million proper internet users in the country. It's a very small market. If you're waiting for your social media to reach out to the market, you're going to reach very small market. But if you want to reach out a billion people, then you need to build different channels. You have to build distributors. So based on your product, start looking at what channel you're going to utilize to reach out to your market, right? Whether it is going to be online, which is going to be very small market, and also people who have little in the upper segment. But if your market is for 1 billion people who may not have internet access, who can probably buy affordable products, they need to find distributor channels. And if you are selling your product to the rural market, in agriculture, you need to find some agri entrepreneurs in these villages who can take your products so that it is successful. So spend a little bit more time about how you're going to take the product to the market, what are the different channels available, and how you're going to take appropriate channel for your product so that you're able to reach your customer segment very easily. If you're able to reach your customer segment easily through the channel, it is important. It is making sure that the scalable part is possible. Otherwise, if you rely on only one channel, which every student startup today, I'll see a slide talked about social media. I'm going to do advertisement, AdWords, and Facebook advertisement, things like that everybody does. We are in an information overload space, right? Everybody is bombarding the same number of social media users, the same approach. You need to think innovative in marketing as well. Not only the product is innovative, you need to become an entrepreneur. When will you become an entrepreneur? If you're able to build a successful team, if you're able to take your product successfully to the market. Thank you very much, and apply some of these things when you're applying for this project. And I was very glad that today is the last day of the program for applications, and I was told that we've received 1 lakh applications. This is almost 5 times compared to the last one. So thank you very much for all this overwhelming support, and all this 1 lakh, you are on your way to create jobs and not looking for a job. And think like an entrepreneur, apply your innovative capabilities. Come, we are looking forward to support you, create a fantastic scalable venture solving India's problem. Thank you very much.